Yeah, Jim, Horry County Police and Fire Rescue, they elevated their search efforts to help the Whitehead family today. I saw boots on the ground, divers combing through the water, as well as a chopper in the sky. All of this as the family continues their search and their request to the public to help them bring their loved one home. Their search efforts are growing to find a missing man in Forestbrook.
Us and them, this has been pretty thoroughly combed over, these fields in this area at least.
Brandon Whitehead and his family continue their search for his father, Ralph. The 61-year-old left home Friday morning and has been missing ever since.
Each hour went by, and then, as time passes, it gets a little larger, the feeling of helplessness.
He says his dad had just been released after spending more than 2 weeks in the hospital recovering from open heart surgery. When he was showing unusual behavior, they debated taking him back to the hospital.
The thought of going back there, mixed with some new medications that he received that week, he could have been in not his normal state of mind at all and was just, in a state of paranoia or something along those lines.
The family knows he left the Steeplechase neighborhood before 10 Friday morning. Monday, search efforts went as far as Riverside Drive, then back to Forestbrook Road, where dive teams combed through ponds at a nearby farm. And family members are passing out flyers, still uncertain of where Whitehead may be.
Wherever he is now, I just hope that he's warm, he's safe, he found some food. We're just trying to get as many people aware of the situation that we can, and then hopefully something can turn up, some new information and whatnot.
Now, Ralph Whitehead is about 5'3" tall, has darker hair, blue eyes, and also has a distinct English or British accent. Now, police may have finished their physical search efforts today, but Jen, I was told by police officials that there are several leads and tips that detectives and investigators are working to follow up on. For now, live in Horry County, Andrew James, ABC 15 News.
Andrew, thank you. Certainly sending out our prayers to that family tonight. And if you at home have any information on his whereabouts, you're urged to contact the Horry County Police. The number is there on your family. This is the number the family has been handing out, 843-248-1520.
He's a very kind-hearted man. He'd go up to a complete stranger and just talk to them and have a conversation like he knew them all his life. He's just a really good guy.
It was a normal Friday for Dina Whitehead and her husband Ralph. Dina says she left her husband in the living room to speak with their son on the phone. When she came back, Ralph was gone.
So I ran in and he wasn't in the bathroom, he wasn't in our bathroom, and then I realized the garage door was open and I came out here and I was shouting for him.
Whitehead says her husband had heart surgery recently and has been acting different ever since.
He just wasn't feeling good, a little bit confused, not in his right mind. He's just, out of 31 years, I know he just wasn't himself.
On Saturday, family and community members came together to search for Whitehead. Whitehead says she couldn't believe the support she was getting from complete strangers.
And for them to just help, it's amazing.
Dina and Ralph moved down to Myrtle Beach from New York to start a new chapter in their lives. And Dina says she isn't losing hope anytime soon.
Just want to say, hon, I love you and come home.
In Myrtle Beach, Carlos Flores, ABC 15 News.
And here's one more look at Ralph Whitehead. He was last seen wearing a blue-toned gray t-shirt and black pants. Whitehead says that she thanks the community and the Horry County Police Department for their support. Now, anyone with information is asked to call Horry County Police.
Over the past year, a few things have changed for Verda Knox. For one,
I'm renting a home. I thank God for that.
And some things have not.
Since we met last, I've been to New Orleans, Slidell. They had the flood out there, tornado out there. We went out there. We've been to Kentucky, Bowling Greens, Kentucky, Franklin, Kentucky, and we're going to take 2 26-foots there. We've been out in the Burgess area. Family there has lost their home.
She is still going through lung cancer treatments, but her servant's heart is beating strong. In fact, we caught up with her on a cold day in Myrtle Beach while she was handing out coats and blankets to the homeless.
The Bible tells us to love our neighbors as ourselves. And sometimes our neighbors are not only the person that live next to door.
Verda's own journey has at times taken her down a difficult road, from near homelessness herself to a near-death experience.
I remember the doctor and nurses, I remember they saying she flatlined. They said she's gone. They counted it out. And in my mind, I was gone. And I remember I could hear my sister praying, Lord, don't take my sister.
But her faith has never wavered.
When I got cancer and God began to use me, and I began to see the need. I came from having a home, a car, a job, had a job let me go because I was out so much with chemo and radiation. The insurance dropped because they didn't want to pay for my radiation and all this. Lost the car, so I find myself living in this little mobile home with no lights, no water.
After a group called Serenity from Longs helped her get a car, Verda decided she had to pay that kindness forward.
And I began to pray to ask God to put anybody in my pathway that I can be a blessing to. And that's where it all started up from.
One way she's doing that now, by practicing what she preaches and loving thy neighbor.
Neighbors Helping Neighbors, it's a group that we put together. We're not a nonprofit, we just people that love God. And we supported by so many churches that donate, and the people that donate their time. All these different people blesses us to be a blessing to others.
And for Verda, the blessing business has turned into a family affair.
I have 18 grandkids and 2 great-grands, and I want them to see that one minute you can have everything, and the next second you can lose it all. So be grateful where you at, and show love and kindness no matter where you go. And I want them to see Grandma did outstanding things, not because recognition, she did it out of love. And I want them to do the same thing.
And while Verda may not own her own home yet, and she's still living off of her disability check, she feels like one of the wealthiest women on the planet. And the best part? She is sharing her secret to success with everyone she can.
No recognition or nothing, because no better love than the love of God. And that's the love that I want to spread abroad all over the world, no matter what we're going through. It don't cost us nothing to show love.
I woke up bright and early this morning to find Florence just covered in snow. In Marion, it was a similar sight as an SCDOT snowplow was getting into position just in case the snow started to stick to the roads. When I finally arrived in Myrtle Beach, people were already up to catch the snow at the beach before it was too late.
So when they said that there was like an 80% chance, I was like, please let it snow. So I was very excited to see the snow this morning.
As the snow melted, the cold made it easier for people to go back inside.
We'll probably spend the rest of the time indoors. We've been outside since, I think, 7:30. So we're kind of cold at this point.
But earlier this morning, I caught up with a few marathon runners using it as a training exercise.
We've been out here since 6:30 running, or they have been, but it's pretty, but training doesn't stop.
Don White says today was a great opportunity to get some experience.
Well, it'll be windy, especially along the boulevard. So that, and then you know what? If it's a little colder or something that day, or a little windy, or even hotter, you can go back to this day and say, "Hey, you know what? We made it through that snowy day."
Any worse than this?
Yes.
But training or not, they say the change of weather the past few weeks will be something they'll remember forever.
Hey, we're making memories today. It's not all about the training, but